Podcast, and welcome to Ship of Fools, a nautical D&D actual play podcast. My name is Hannah McLean, and joining me today, I have Andy Latai.
Finn Fisher.
No Lonnie Stevenson.
Regin talk with it.
And Taylor Wallace.
Malachi Kassir.
Okay, and we're back.
Fuck, dude, we sure are.
With episode 57. So, let's do a little bit of a recap, and then we will dive right in. The boys woke up last episode at the bottom of a well in Still Sky, and had a brief conversation with their friend Sayre, who sort of brought them up to date about what was going on around Still Sky, as well as letting them know that over the course of the past few weeks since you last saw her, she has managed to do a little bit of digging on her own and put together a theory, at least, that rather than simply dying of sickness, her parents were, in fact, somehow assassinated by a mysterious figure in a blue robe and a mask after they had discovered parts of the High Priestess's plan to kill some of the young gods around the Lunluma Ocean, including a particular ritual from the old days of the gods that would trap a god and slow it down enough for that god to then be killed. You guys thanked Sayre for the information, snuck out the back of the island, avoiding the soldiers that are keeping an eye out on it, and made your way to Gillsbury. From a distance, you were able to see that, just as you'd heard, the harbor of Gillsbury has been wrecked. There was one Lithiosian ship parked in the harbor, presumably bringing some sort of supplies or something, as you were able to gather from the nearby fish. Finn sent Nurgle with a message for his parents, and you briefly saw Min on the beach, but decided that the safer option, especially with the time pressure you were under, was to make your way directly to the Aberrant Sea. You went back out to the reef where you had previously fought Kathoth, spoke with Ted, and Finn was able to open a portal that shot you to what you presume to be the Aberrant Sea, although you have yet to surface. Currently, you are still just underwater, where almost immediately after arriving, you found yourselves attacked by a pair of strange purple jellyfish who appeared to be trying to eat your brains. You have dispatched these jellyfish. Your brains in your heads.
She keeps on saying that like we have those.
Right? Well, they certainly thought you had something edible in there. You've dispatched those two jellyfish, but you are now still somewhere near the bottom of the ocean. And you can see kind of
Perfect.
In the darkness around you.
No change necessary.
In the darkness around you, you can see other creatures sort of moving about. And in the distance, you see a sort of glowing mass that sort of pulsed as you killed the jellyfish. You guys are kind of looking around, catching your breath. As you are, before you, do anything, Regin and Malachi, you guys both sort of, as you killed the jellyfish, you felt some of the sort of, psychic pressure around your minds lessen. But it's not fully gone for the two of you. There's still this kind of, prickling at the back of your brain, like something isn't right, or something got scrambled, or you're not entirely sure. If I could actually get an insight check from both of you.
Oh, Hannah. I rolled a 4. That comes to an 8.
A 14.
A 14, okay. Regin, with an 8, you can't feel any more than just this sort of, weird prickling. You're still very rattled. You were stunned for a long time there.
I'm just preoccupied with snuggling my jellyfish corpse that I'm wearing now. Yes. It's all...
Mm-hmm. It keeps stinging his shoulders.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe that's what the tingling is. Malachi, however, with a 14, you're able to sort of, discern. This feels like something has latched onto you. There's another sort of just an attachment. You can tell that something that while you were stunned, something that is not the jellyfish that you killed linked itself to you.
Man.
Great, we have parasites.
Yeah, so that's the information that you get in this moment.
Regin, we have attachments.
Yeah, I've always said I would be a pretty bad Jedi. That was a little Star Wars joke for all our followers.
Wow.
Yeah, thank God you clarified. Most people don't know what Jedi are from.
Yeah.
Is the tingling seem to be connected at all to this glowing mass?
It kind of does. Just sort of a sense that you get. It feels like, it almost feels like your head is being, like, drawn in that direction. Like when a theater teacher will tell you to imagine an invisible string. Feels like that a little bit.
Pulling you up to the ceiling?
Yeah, except instead of pulling you up to the ceiling.
Or when Taylor Swift imagines an invisible string.
Wow, or like that.
Okay, Finn, does your dad glow, perchance?
I don't think so.
Does he want to pull strings out of our heads?
Maybe. I can't rule that out. That's not like one of his main things, but I don't know. Everyone is into random stuff sometimes.
Malachi bats at the air above his head, and does he feel anything?
You start batting at the air above your head, and kind of as you do that, you don't feel anything attached to your head.
Okay.
But you do, as you bat around you, it almost feels like running your hand through a bunch of threads. And as you do that, you guys all start to become aware that the water around you is not just open ocean. It is full or is becoming filled with these like tiny little like filament like nearly invisible strands. And as you become aware of them, you also become aware that they're starting to wrap themselves around you. Just these hundreds and hundreds of tiny little strands beginning to wrap around you and pulling you in the direction of this glowing mass.
Can I chop at him?
Me too?
You too, Finn. Yeah, all three of you are being drawn towards this thing. Yeah, you chop at them.
I'm okay with this. I'm going along with this. I want to go towards the big glowing jellyfish.
Go ahead and make an attack roll for me, Malachi.
Okay.
And I want to put out a message to anyone who can hear it. Excuse me, can anyone help me out? Anyone like to speak to me?
You put out kind of a telepathic call, and you get back some kind of, like, fish voices from fish that you, like, can't see, but you can hear answering you, being like, oh, no, buddy, there's a big jellyfish. You gotta watch out for that guy.
I seem to be wrapped up in some filaments. Could you tell me anything about that?
Malachi did get a 22 to hit, by the way.
That's the jellyfish. It's going to eat you, sorry.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Well, we'll see what I can do about that.
You also hear, Finn.
I'm Finn, by the way. Nice to meet you.
You're also kind of getting, a bunch of, like, that same kind of alien interference that you heard when you tried to touch the jellyfish's mind. Also is kind of coming back at you as you're sending out these telepathic pings. Malachi, you, with a 22, you chop through a bunch of the filaments and kind of, like, for a moment manage to free yourself. But it's sort of a futile course here, you realize.
Like chopping up an ooze?
Exactly. The more that you chop through, others just come to replace them and keep wrapping you up. You can get yourself free for, like, a little bit, but you're not sure where these things end. And so you're not sure where you'd have to go to get out of them because it's just the ocean. They're all around you.
This is just like that guy's hair.
It's like a hug.
No.
Women will literally wrap you in filaments.
Finn, does your dad wrap people in filaments?
Sort of, I guess. Usually they're a lot thicker than this, more tentacle-like.
Oh, okay.
But certainly I'm sure filaments are in his arsenal if he wanted to employ them. But also, this isn't my dad. I consulted with some locals. It's another jellyfish. Much bigger this time, though.
How many fucking jellyfish can fit in this ocean?
A lot. Do you know how big the ocean is?
Do you know how big a jellyfish is?
I'm actually not sure how big this one is.
Apparently pretty large.
As you guys are getting pulled toward it, you realize that the answer is even bigger than you thought. Because you're getting drawn toward this thing and you're kind of like, oh, it's further away than we thought it was, which means that these tendrils can reach for a very long distance as you are being kind of slowly but steadily drawn toward this thing. As you get closer, Regin and Malachi, you guys feel that link in your heads kind of like becoming stronger and clearer. And as it is, you realize that you're not just completely stuck like this. If you would like, you can use an action to make a charisma saving throw to try and break the link.
Fuck, dude, I sure would.
I'll try it.
Which currently you're not doing anything else with your actions.
Also, how far are we talking?
When it started, like when you guys started getting pulled, you realized that this thing was like half a mile from you.
Oh.
Damn.
Now you're closer, probably like within the 500-foot range at this point.
Oh.
I got a 22 saving throw.
Beautiful.
29?
Okay. You both manage to kind of focus and snap the connection. You feel it like break, and there's this almost like ripple in the water, as if there was something physical that got broken here. And you feel like your heads get clearer, but you are in no less of a predicament.
Hey, how long does it take for us to get pulled?
In terms of how long it takes, you're moving at 30 feet per round. So a while. If you would like to do an action before you are pulled closer to it, feel free.
Do I have time to do a ritual?
So we're talking 10 minutes? 11 minutes?
I believe.
1 second. Okay, I need to establish you as being drawn faster than I said. So you're probably, you're being pulled quicker than your walking speed. Or else it would take a very long time for you to get there. In terms
Maybe
of
this is a good thing. Maybe we're going the right direction.
being able to do an arcane ritual while you're being pulled by tendrils, if you can make me, Finn, what would this be? I almost want to call it, like, Constitution.
Not Arcana?
No, this is, like, in order to focus on the ritual while
you're being dragged
pulled through the ocean.
Oh, please, you think moving quickly through the ocean is a detriment to my focus?
But not under your own power. Under a bunch of filaments.
Oh, come on. I don't mind that kind of thing.
I'm allowing you to make and I'll call it a Constitution saving throw. And if you can make this relatively high DC Constitution saving throw, then I will allow you to do the ritual.
14.
No, 14 will not do it.
Well, I'm still trying to summon Nurgle this whole time.
Yeah. You're trying to, but...
Oh, I forgot that guy who's dead.
Yeah, every time you kind of start to get close, you get, like, jerked to the side, and it disrupts the somewhat precise arcane magic that you need to be doing.
This is Hannah describing attaining the female orgasm.
No.
Well, every time you almost get close to finishing the arcane ritual.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Wow, I guess, all right, Nani, sorry, you've never been able to get there, but,
well, if I can't really...
Some of us know what we're doing.
If I can't really do anything while I'm being dragged, I will at least, heal us up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little fucked.
I've taken no damage.
Yeah, I'm at 40 out of 75.
Yeah. I should save some lay on hands because God knows what else we're going to encounter. But...
A giant jellyfish, probably.
I'm gonna give you
Fucked up.
25?
Cool.
Okay, what about me? Hey, Hannah.
Yeah?
Will it take us a minute to get there?
Yeah. If you want to cast something with a...
Can I sniff a...
Oh, to sniff one of the espresso shots? Yeah, that you can do.
Sick.
Yeah.
I want to reach out my hand and be like, hey, Finn.
Okay, not to be a horror, but how does one go about sniffing something underwater?
Oh, please, dude.
You've done it underwater before.
Yeah, you just hold it in front of your nose and then, like, you get dragged through it.
Yeah, it sort of drifts in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or I can just stick it straight up my nostril. I mean, I don't...
Yeah, I think you do have to stick it a lot closer to your nose.
I snort it a little bit.
And the smell is maybe, like, less intense. It does require getting water up into your sinuses, but you're getting water up into your sinuses anyway.
Okay, so Malachi takes the vial from Finn and you just hear... for the next 60 seconds.
I use shape water to make sure it all goes in there.
Hey, what?
The espresso, not the water.
Oh, I thought you meant the water into my lungs. So I'm going to... I'll roll 3 d10 since I've got 10 of those guys now. Mm-hmm. We rolled exceedingly mid. I've got a 1, a 5, and a 10.
That's quite literally.
Wow.
Yeah, about as mid as I could get.
Okay. We good?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So you guys, heal up a bit as you're being pulled closer for the span of several minutes of just this sort of like...
Finn gets a non-magical pat on the shoulder.
Nice.
Yeah, inevitable dragging. When you get closer to what you can now see is an immense jellyfish. Like, we are talking... This jellyfish is the size of a building. This massive, like, light blue...
Hey, Hannah, how big a building?
A big building, whatever kind of building
the size that all buildings are.
The size, a standard building size. The bell, as we learned, of the jellyfish, is this, like, pale blue color glowing with this faint bioluminescent glow.
We don't like blue things.
The tentacles extend down. You see all of these, like, almost invisible strands that have wrapped you are some of the tentacles of this thing. It's got these, like, outer tentacles that are these tiny little strands that apparently stretch for hundreds, thousands of feet. And then it has these larger tentacles right in the middle that are the kind of, like, ones with, like, fronds around them that are hanging down into the depths. And as you guys are pulled closer, these larger tentacles begin to move and kind of start to reach out toward you. Additionally, you see that this is not the only jellyfish that you are having to contend with.
Oh,
it's kind of drifting, clearly, that we're hanging about near this thing. You see one of the purple jellyfish, like you guys fought before, comes drifting toward you. And along with it are two other jellyfish that take you a second to notice because they are completely transparent. They look bigger than the purple one. These completely transparent glass jellies. And the three of them are floating toward you like some sort of welcoming committee. I need everyone to roll initiative.
I feel very welcome.
Hey, Finn.
Yeah?
Thumbs down from me, bud.
What?
Not a fan of this situation.
Oh, yeah, I don't love it either.
I got a 22.
I got a 7.
15.
You want to switch?
No.
No.
God, and this big one's so pretty. It's like a nettle. It's more like a sea nettle, isn't it? With the tiny tinies and then the big frilly in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Readers, DM me pictures of jellyfish. Listeners, you're not reading this. Listeners, DM me jellyfish.
Okay. Regin, you are first to act. You guys are 150 feet from the main bulk of this big jellyfish at this point.
Oh, that's so many feet.
Being pulled at a rate of 30 feet per round. The purple jellyfish and the glass jellies are drifting toward you, and are probably about 30 feet from you right now. And you guys are held in these filaments, but you are not mechanically grappled by them. So, like, you can't move away, but you can, like, move over to the other jellyfish if you'd like, so long as you remain within the field of the filaments, which you have no choice but to do, so.
Hey, Hannah. Any chance while we were being pulled I could have tried to divine sense and see if that pinged anything?
Yeah, you for sure could have. Divine Sense gets you fiends and celestials.
Satan's own jellies.
Yeah, it's celestial, fiend, or undead, so...
Yeah, we are good with celestial, fiend, and undead in this area, which confirms to you that this thing is at least, like, not a god, which is nice to know.
It's my god now. Okay. Can I, as a free action, can I bite some of the tendrils around me? Not as an attack, but rather just to see what they taste like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you bite them. It tastes like... I'm imagining a very clear taste, but I don't quite know how to describe it. It's like...
Clear.
Because texturally, I'm definitely thinking of, like, you know, when you get, like, fresh rolls or spring rolls and there's the tiny, tiny glass vermicelli noodles. That's what I'm imagining the mouthfeel.
Yeah, like that. And I think without really a taste, beyond just kind of like, you can taste the water of the ocean, and then there's this almost like bitter taste behind it.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, like, not super tasty. A little bit of celery.
Not super tasty. Maybe giving celery a little bit, yeah.
Like a gummy, salty celery. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna be chewing on that for a little bit. It was purely out of curiosity.
Yeah. Yeah. Understand completely.
Next, I would like to speak. I would like to use the speak action. And I'm going to speak in Primordial, in Aquan specifically. and be like, hello, sorry I bit you, just wanted to see what you tasted like, because that guy was trying to see what I tasted like, so it only seemed fair. You trying to eat us? Because we'd rather you didn't. We're emissaries of the lurker.
You speak in Primordial. You get a sort of, like, rippling through the water and a kind of, like, pulsing... but you don't get a response in words, and you don't get any particular response to saying the lurker, either.
Okay.
Maybe they really just don't know him.
Perish the thought!
Maybe they just don't have brains.
Well, they're out of luck here.
Yeah, that's possible. When I tried to use my telepathy on them, I got just static.
Okay, here's a classic Nani question. Would you...
That could mean anything.
Would you describe the jellyfish as sexy? No, so if I was to cast a spell that has an effect on an unsecured object, in this context, would we think of the 3 floating independent jellies as ostensibly being unsecured? Like, you know?
Uh-huh. If it's Thunderwave, they'll make a save against it as if they were creatures standing on land.
Okay.
Maybe there'd be an argument here if they were land creatures that had fallen into the water, but being water creatures, this is as natural to them as walking.
Alright, yeah, I'm casting Thunderwave.
Nice, go for it.
Con saves, please.
Yes.
From the 3.
Is it area of effect? Do we have to save?
Yes, you do.
Well, but you can probably point it in a way that you don't hit your companions, because I'm imagining the 3 of you kind of, like, bunched up
Yeah.
together, and so Regin can just sort of, like, go in front of you a little bit and Thunderwave. Wow. Okay, the purple one fails with a 10. One of the glass ones gets a 14, which I believe also fails.
Fails.
Beautiful. The other glass one crit and is fine.
Okay. So that's going to be... Oh, terrible damage. Only 7 thunder damage, but they are pushed 10 feet back.
Okay.
And the one that did save takes 3 damage, but is not pushed.
Got it. Okay, cool. You send this kind of, like, concussive force through the water, causing all of these ripples underwater. You see the purple jellyfish and one of the glass jellyfish are both blasted back by this spell that goes out from your hands. Anything else?
These guys taste pretty bad, so, have at it.
Okay.
I do not condone the biting!
Cool. That is going to be the purple jellyfish's turn.
Did it seem like it understood Regin when he spoke and it just didn't care, or was it just like we couldn't tell at all?
You didn't really see any reaction from these guys, like the individual jellyfish. The big one seemed to be responding to the fact that you were speaking, but I think it was pretty impossible to perceive whether it was just like, haha, human is talking, or whether it was like a, haha, I don't care about your words.
Right.
How dare it imply I'm a human?
Oid.
The purple one will kind of, like, drift forward in front of the one that it was... Basically, drift forward, making up for where Regin pushed it back. And then we'll go ahead and use its Mind Blast ability on the 3 of you. So, please give me intelligence saving throws.
Not my mind! 11.
Yeah, I think a 13 also still fails.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be fucked.
Don't forget your Ted Bardics that at least some of you still have.
Oh, that's true.
I'm not saying you should use it here, just reminding you it exists.
If we all fail, we should use it.
Yeah, 12.
I'm gonna use mine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it a 15.
15 just saves, yeah.
I got a 7 on my Bardic, so that comes to a 19?
Wow.
Alright, I'm gonna save my Bardic for later if you guys are both gonna be, like, unstunned.
Smart. So, Regin and Finn, you guys both feel your minds beginning to be overwhelmed by this blast of energy that comes out from the purple jellyfish. And then just somewhere in the back of your mind, you hear the faint notes of a song and a gentle little turtle voice. And it sort of snaps you out of it. Malachi, you kind of take the full force of this and feel your mind just sort of overwhelmed by this alien static.
If you like pina coladas.
That's the purple jellyfish's turn. It is just drifting there, menacingly looking at you.
They're getting caught in rain.
Now it is the giant jellyfish's turn. You guys get pulled 30 more feet, so you're now 120 feet from the giant jellyfish. The only other thing that happens on its turn is that Malachi, you kind of in your stunned state, you feel that same string attached to the back of your head, like something just linked to you as you were stunned. And that's all that happens on the giant jellyfish's turn. Malachi, that's your turn. You are stunned.
Sure am. So I guess I save.
Yeah, go ahead and repeat the save at the end of your turn.
Christ. Well, I failed again, and it's not worth trying to use my inspiration.
Yikes. Okay. You just cannot shake off this feeling. Oh, and you also take damage from that. So sorry.
Dang.
One moment. It's okay. I rolled low. 16 psychic damage. Okay. Now it is one of the glass jellyfish. This is the one that saved. And so it is close enough to you guys to be able to just drift toward you. And it is going to make an attack on, I think, Regin for doing that spell. It is just going to lash out at you and try to envelop you.
Ooh. Take me into your jelly eye.
You take 8 bludgeoning damage, and I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
Okay. It's gonna be in 21 to save.
Okay. So you take that bludgeoning damage as it starts to try to wrap around you, but you manage to kind of like wiggle free and are not fully enveloped by this thing. It's big enough that it was trying to just like put you inside the bell of it. But you manage to kind of like wiggle free and are just next to it instead of inside it.
As Regin floats in the skin of its dead brethren.
Take me to dinner first.
Yeah, as you're floating in the skin of this dead purple jellyfish. The other one is now going to go. However, because
He's just trying to smash.
Because it was pushed back and then you guys moved 30 feet, I don't think it actually has the movement to get to you. So it just kind of like drifts after you, and it'll dash so that it's right up next to Finn, but it does not have the action to attack. Now it is Finn's turn.
Hannah, you should know I'm really just picturing the SpongeBob jellyfish and the noise they make.
That still means nothing to me, who has only seen 2 episodes of SpongeBob, and they were in Spanish, although I guess that wouldn't change my ability to perceive jellyfish.
Just because I gotta at least try one more time. I'm gonna see if any of these guys can telepath with me, or if it's all just the same static.
It's all just the same stuff. When you try to reach the big one, who you're now just in range for, you get a kind of like, this very like deep reverberating noise that is kind of like gives you the distinct sensation of like staring down into a bottomless pool.
Ooh.
In the same way that when you stare down into a bottomless pool somewhere, bottomless in quotes, you're like, oh, this is probably an optical illusion, but when you're looking at it, you're like, whoa. It feels like that. This just kind of reverberating alien mind that does not seem to want to commune with you.
All right, well, you're lost, pal. I'm great to commune with. And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast, the one that is attacking Regin.
Awesome.
No, Patricia.
That is a 13 and a 14.
The 14 hits, the 13 does not. Oh, wait, actually, the glass jellyfish, both those hit.
Oh, wow.
Haha!
Yeah.
29 damage.
Hell yeah.
My god. Immediately looks quite fucked up as these 2 blasts of eldritch energy just pummel into it and impact into the transparent flesh of this thing.
Alright, and I'm not done. I'm gonna summon my tentacle right behind it to give it a smack.
Beautiful.
Let's see how you like being grabbed by a filament. Not one to hit. Which does bring it to a 10.
No.
Okay, well, that was a warning shot.
You swing with the tentacle at this thing, but it's not making any sort of connection.
Guys, I'm not sure they understand the concept of a warning shot.
Okay, back to the top of the round. Regin, that's your turn again.
Take me into your jelly arms. Regin is singing this diegetically.
For sure.
All right. Can I hit all 3 of them with a lightning bolt?
I will say yes, only if you're willing to hit Finn. Otherwise, you can hit both the glass jelly that's really injured that's by you and also the purple jelly without hitting either of your friends. But the other glass jellyfish, moved itself right up next to Finn, and so in order to hit that one, you have to hit him also.
Finn's uninjured, right?
Maybe just hit the 2.
Well, you get a saving throw.
Finn will have resistance.
Why do you guys always attack me?
Malachi doesn't respond.
Look, man, it's collateral damage. I'm sorry. You're dexterous. You'll be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna hit all 3.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm not sure this is necessary.
I will make saving throws for them. Andy, please give me a saving throw as well. Ooh.
Oh, 26.
Yeah,
Hell
you're
yeah.
fine.
Wow. Okay, a 10 from one of the glass jellyfish and a 15 from the other.
Neither save.
And then an 11 from the purple one. So all 3 of them
Nice.
fail, and Finn save.
Epic win.
So they're all gonna take 28, and Finn, you take 14.
Finn takes 7.
Nice.
Oh, because it's spell damage, so true.
Ow, that it tingled, I guess.
Sorry. Look, I'm not happy about this either.
Okay, the glass jellyfish by you, the injured one, is dead. So you sort of, you aim right at it, and this bolt of lightning just shatters it, sending it exploding into these bits of viscera around you. The other 2 both also take the force of the lightning full on, and are just sort of fried here in the water, although they're still moving. Finn, you manage to kind of move very quickly through the water out of the way, and you feel Malachi's aura kind of deflect some of the energy as well. Although you do get a bit singed kind of right across your chin.
Malachi's just laying there dead fish style.
Yeah. Yeah, wow, great.
Hey, question. Since we're in all these tendrils, could it possibly have affected the giant jellyfish as well?
Yeah, you are hitting them, but just you swinging at the tendrils wasn't really affecting the main body of the beast. It's just not affecting its main pool of hit points.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool. It is the purple jellyfish's turn. Let me see if it gets its Mind Blast back.
No.
Nope. Ha! So, instead it will just tentacle attack. It's going to go for Malachi because he's stunned. Sorry. So that is 25 to hit. So you take 13 psychic damage, and you are grappled by this purple jellyfish that just, like the other ones, clamps on right next to your head.
If only Malachi's brains weren't so tasty.
Kiss me under the light of 1,000 arms. Get it? Because we're wrapped up in arms.
Wow.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
The giant jellyfish pulls you closer, so you're now 90 feet from it.
So baby, pull me closer to the bottom of the ocean, 'cause you're a big jellyfish girl.
Regin, I'm worried you're not taking this situation seriously enough.
Hey, sailors be doing sea shanties, alright? It's kind of a whole thing.
Huge news for the chain smokers.
Cool. Nothing else happens immediately on this jellyfish's turn. Malachi, now it's your turn, and at the end of your turn, you can make another intelligence save.
There once were some guys at the bottom of the sea, and the bottom of the sea was us 3.
That one is going to be a 21.
Beautiful. As this jellyfish grabs you and grapples on right next to your face, you manage to break the stun and yell at it.
Enough of this!
You do still feel this tendril in the back of your mind, though.
There's nothing in there for you.
And at the end of your turn, the giant jellyfish is going to take a legendary action. Malachi, you feel a pulsing in your head, and this ripple of psionic energy goes out from Malachi and slams into both Regin and Finn.
Man.
You guys both take 6 psychic damage.
Fuck!
From this kind of
Chop off my head!
reverberating that goes out from the energy that's now surrounding Malachi's head.
Sure, if you want.
Got a killer headache.
That is the glass jellyfish, the one remaining glass jellyfish's turn. Oh boy. Well, it's right next to Finn. It's just going to try and whoom him. So that is 17 to hit, Finn.
That hits.
Beautiful. Give me a dexterity saving throw. You take 5 bludgeoning damage to start with.
13.
Ooh. 13 actually fails. So you feel this jellyfish, you take this little bit of bludgeoning damage trying to move away from it, and then you feel it just surround you.
Can I intercept at all, or no?
Yes, you can intercept the initial damage, but it won't help with him getting swallowed.
Well, I have to use it once a turn anyways. Alright, so subtract 14 damage from whatever you take.
Okay, so you don't take any damage from the initial hit, but this thing does still envelop you, and you are now inside the bell of this glass jelly, just kind of like trapped in it.
If I have to go out, I'm glad it was to a denizen of the deep.
Mechanically, you are considered restrained. Cool. Wow, would you look at that? It's Finn's turn. Finn, at the start of your turn, you take 11 bludgeoning damage and an additional 6 psychic damage as this thing is squeezing you and also kind of like filling your head with the same sort of psychic energy that all of these guys seem to have access to.
Okay.
Really don't know what to do in this situation.
As soon as that happens, I am going to activate my gift of the gem dragon.
Oh yeah, awesome.
So he needs to make a strength save.
Yeah, for sure. These guys are decently strong. And rolled a 16, so that's a 19.
Alright, so that's a success. So he still takes damage, but that means he doesn't get pushed away.
Tragic.
That's 5 damage.
Okay. This guy is quite hurt. That lightning fucked him up.
Alright, so first I want to try to see if I can move my arms around and pilot the inside of this jellyfish like it's a mecha.
Yeah, you try. You guys see Regin and Malachi from the outside. You see Finn's arms just
Finn,
kind
you
of
need a
like
drift
going
partner.
in the inside of this thing. It is this.
I'm drift compatible with the sea!
This back and forth. You may be drift compatible with the sea, but you are not drift compatible with this jellyfish, and so the push and pull is just leaning to you staying in place.
Aw, man. Alright, I didn't want to have to do this. And I'm going to Eldritch Blast it.
Awesome. Restrained, so you have disadvantage on this.
So that is a 13 and an 11 to hit.
The 11 misses, but the 13 hits.
Aha! 8 damage.
Whew, okay. It is still alive, but very barely. It is like just, I don't know, gel holding you together at this point.
I just lift up my hand and fire one straight up through the hood.
Yeah. Bonus action?
Aha, yes, and then bonus action, I'm gonna call my tentacle over to me and whack this jellyfish.
Spank that fish.
See if maybe that'll be enough. I don't have disadvantage on this, do I?
No, I don't think so.
It's the tentacle.
Yeah.
That's a natural 20.
Wow.
Aha!
Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage.
That's 7 damage.
That does it. It has
Aha!
3 hit points left. So the tentacle comes over and just slams the remnants of this jellyfish off of you, and they go flying off into the ocean.
Hands to yourself, everyone!
Beautiful.
And then I position my own tentacle around my arm so it looks like I'm piloting that like a mecha.
For sure.
See, guys, I can do it.
Regin, that is you.
So we have one.
We got the purple guy, I think, right?
You've got the purple guy and then the big guy who is now 90 feet from you.
Grand.
Oh, actually, at the end of Finn's turn, he'll take another legendary action. On this one, it's just going to do the same thing that it did last time. So again, this kind of ripple goes out from Malachi's head and hits Regin and Finn. This time for 9 psychic damage.
Man.
And that will be Regin's turn.
So the purple one is in melee with Mal.
Yeah, on Mal's head, even.
How fucked up does the purple one look, Han?
Pretty fucked up. It's bloodied.
Okay. Is an opportunity attack a reaction?
Yes.
Cool. I'm just gonna wiggle over there and hit it with a shocking grasp.
Oh.
Say 15 to hit.
15 hits. Yeah.
Grand. And terrible damage. 6.
Okay.
6 lightning damage.
He takes the 6 lightning damage and does not seem to like it.
But now he cannot take reactions, so if Mal is able to get away, that won't provoke an OA, was my line of thinking.
This is true. Awesome.
That's it for me.
Okay.
Soon may the jelly man come to bring us biting and piercing stun. One way when the jelly is done, we'll take our legs and go.
At the end of Regin's turn, this thing is going to take another legendary action. Malachi, you feel as the connection in your mind snaps. It drops the psychic link. It, like, pulls it back. But as it does so, it leaves your head ringing. Until the end of your next turn, Malachi, you have disadvantage on all ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws.
Ugh.
Until the end of your next turn. But the link is broken.
Picture Malachi, like, ringing in place like a gong.
Yeah. That's the purple jellyfish's turn. Let's see about Mind Blast. No Mind Blast.
That's nice, right?
However, it will go ahead and just tentacle attack you then, Malachi.
Me?
Yeah. It does not have advantage on you because you're not anything. Ooh, and rolls a 9. So that
You are
nothing,
Malachi.
you're not stunned, is what I mean. That comes to a 16, which I believe misses you, correct?
Oh, yeah, that misses.
Yeah. So it attempts to wrap you in the tentacles again, but now you're not stunned. You're able to bring your axe up and block. Okay. That is the big guy's turn.
Uh-oh.
You guys get dragged so that you are now 60 feet from the big guy, which means that you are within range for their Mind Blast ability.
Wow,
so
this
as
is
you get
awesome.
pulled, as you get pulled within 60 feet, you feel this great. You can actually see it as the mass of this jellyfish pulses with energy, and you feel this aching through all of your heads. Give me intelligence saving throws, please. Malachi, yours is with disadvantage because it broke the link.
What?
Ooh, nat 1.
14.
I rolled a 2 and a 5,
Okay.
so I'm not going to bother adding anything.
Cool.
This is a problem.
Uh-huh. So, all 3 of you are stunned. All 3 of you are stunned and are still being drawn closer to this creature. That is all that it can do on its turn. Malachi, that is you. You get another save. And this is an interesting question because both the disadvantage and you getting to make a saving throw are things that happen at the end of your turn. I'm going to say you can just make a flat roll because it's
All right.
that means it's up to the DM's ruling and you're all stunned.
Thanks,
so I
Hannah.
see no need to
Appreciate it.
not let you roll flat. So go ahead and make an intelligence saving throw.
None of this would have happened if we still had Ner Crab.
I don't know actually what this guy's DC is, so I can't say it's totally fine yet, but I rolled a 14, which becomes an 18.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, that does it. Additionally, you do all take psychic damage. So sorry, I keep being so excited to stun people
wonderful.
that I forget that you also take damage. So each of you please take 12 psychic damage. A relatively low roll from that. Malachi, an 18 breaks you out. You are stunned by this thing, still being pulled closer to it, but you kind of just barely manage to push through, especially as you see Regin and Finn both just floating there.
I feel that my buddies have also been stunned, and I'm like, oh fuck, and
Exactly.
I will myself into...
Beautiful. Finn, that is your turn. Go ahead and give me a intelligence saving throw.
10.
Okay. You are still stuck. Regin, go ahead and give me an intelligence saving throw.
19.
Yeah, 19 saves. You manage to snap out of it at the end of your turn. Okay. Purple jellyfish time.
Oh my god, that one's still alive?
This one's still alive.
I feel like I keep on being frozen, and then microwaved, and then half-eaten, and then refrozen, and then re-microwaved. I hate it.
Does not recharge his mind blast.
That's nice.
Yeah, he's actually going to ditch Malachi and go over to Finn. Which...
Oh.
Is it leaving my attack range?
I'm going to say, actually, he'll stay within Malachi's threatened area, but he is leaving Reagan's threatened area,
Okay.
because Regin was kind of on the other side of you. So, Regin, you can have an opportunity attack if you would like.
I would love... And remind me, always have to be melee?
Yes. And it has to be a melee weapon attack. You can't with a shocking grasp.
Yeah, no, I rolled a 3.
Okay. So you take a swing at this thing, but it manages to evade you as it goes over to...
Too many tendrils.
Try and grapple Finn. 16 to hit.
No!
Really? Wow.
Because I cast Mage Armor.
Cool. Yeah, so even with advantage, it does not manage to actually hit
Nice.
you. It deflects off the, arcane force that slightly surrounds you. Nice. Great.
If only I was conscious to see it happen.
The giant jellyfish.
This guy again.
Yeah.
We get it. Okay, you're a giant jellyfish. You're
Yeah,
scary.
you're huge.
You're a large jellyfish the size of a small jellyfish.
You think you're the only guy with tentacles around here? Come on.
Actually, is going to drags you so that you're within 30 feet and then stops dragging you. It drops you from the filaments and begins to raise the big tentacles to wrap around you. However,
boy.
instead of actually going in with the big tentacles right now, Finn, in your stunned state, you feel this little connection, this invisible string at the back of your mind, like Regin and Malachi had talked about. And that is the giant jellyfish's turn. Malachi, that's you. Purple jellyfish is still swarming around Finn, trying to attack him, but has not actually managed to grapple him yet. The big guy is now within 30 feet of you and is just now raising up these big tentacles.
Yeah. But we're all the same 30 feet away from this guy, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll see if we can hit the guy first. All right, Malachi looks to where he's been dragged perfectly within his movement range and goes and shrugs and says, okay, and swims up to the big guy and swings at him.
Beautiful.
That is, for my first attack, a 25 to hit.
Hits.
Nice. Okie dokie. We are going to smite.
Wow.
I'll go with the level 2 for now.
Okay.
And I do a total of 23 damage on that hit, I think.
Okay. Beautiful.
Does this jellyfish look like the radiant affects it in any particular way?
It looks like the radiant and the slashing affect it the same, which is
All right.
full, as much as
Normal.
you'd expect it to, yeah. The gelatinous mass kind of shakes as your axe cuts into it.
But I'm going to take my other attack.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay.
Crit?
Accurate.
Beautiful.
I knew I should have used my bonus action ahead of time to do a different smite. I guess I'm going to use a 3rd level smite then. Because
might
when
as
else am I
well.
going to do it? Sorry, this is going to take us.
Take your time. Lots of dice to roll.
Alright. Oh, this could have been so much higher. But it's 54 for the second.
54?
54 damage, yeah.
So much higher. Awesome. You, Malachi, you, take your first swing, and there's this flash.
I sort of suss the guy out.
Yeah, this flash of light as you sort of pull back for your second swing, and you're kind of like, okay, I see this. I see, what this creature is, and, what it's made of, and where the vital organs and brain are a little bit harder to find than they are on a humanoid, but on your second swing, you find it. And the axe just sinks deep into the flesh of this thing, and there is a brilliant flash of light that is blowing this thing apart from the inside.
Hell yeah.
It's big and hardy, but that hit wasn't nothing to it. Cool. Do you have a bonus action you'd like to take, or will that do it?
I think with my bonus action, I shall simply use my chromatic infusion and infuse my axe with... We'll go with lightning.
Okay. You pull your axe back, and the scale on your arm sends a single spark down your wrist and to your axe, and the blade begins to crackle with electricity. Beautiful. Okay. At the end of your turn, it's going to take a legendary action and wrap you up in a tentacle. Or at least it is going to try to. You have a pretty high armor class, so let's see how this goes. One of the big tentacles begins to coil around you, Malachi, as this thing goes to basically pull you off of it. 18?
No!
With your new axe, right?
With my special axe ability thing, whatever to call it.
Yeah. So the tentacle goes to wrap around you, and you manage to get the blade up just in time and deflect it. Cool. That's going to be Finn's turn. I think you're still stunned.
Yeah.
And are now out of aura.
Oh, fantastic.
Uh-huh.
You brought us here, buddy.
Is it intelligence?
Intelligence, yeah.
Dirty 20!
Hey, that'll do it. At the end of your turn, Finn, you manage to shake off the stun, although you do still feel this
What?
connection.
What is that? It's like all along there was some invisible string tying me to that giant jellyfish!
The giant jellyfish is going to use that to send a ripple of energy out from Finn's head now to hit Regin. So Regin, you take...
Oh my god, did I do that?
Regin, you take 11 psychic damage.
I'm so sorry.
You do this to me all the time.
You shot me with lightning earlier, actually. I rescind my apology.
And it's your turn, Regin.
Okay. I got a couple of pedantic little boy questions.
For sure.
Number one, are we still proximal to the sea floor, as we were last session when I did alight upon the sandy bottom?
Yeah, you are not, on the sea floor, but this thing is drifting, I'm gonna say that the giant jellyfish is drifting 40 feet up, and its big tentacles are kind of, just barely almost brushing the bottom of the seafloor.
Okay.
So you guys are, 40 feet above the seafloor.
Exquisite. Okay, in that case, I'm going to upcast Shatter to burn my 4th level.
Okay.
So con save, please.
From the big guy or from the purple one?
The biggin.
Okay.
I am aiming for the exact center of the biggin.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Fails, but it is actually going to use a legendary resistance and succeed. So you see it almost, it reverberates, but somehow seems to be able to shake it off.
Okay. That'll still be 12 damage.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, alright. I'm gonna rage.
Cool. You go into a rage.
Oh, jeez. Okay, Regin, I'm sorry.
you cast the spell, see the jellyfish body. I'm struggling to not just say the jelly body. The sort of, everyone knows what I mean. Sort of reverberate with this magic that goes through it. And then you feel the fury of this fight begin to well up inside you, and you go to channel it as you have learned to do. But this time, as you do, I think, Finn, you actually notice it first. As Regin, you're just sort of focused on the battle. But Finn, you're the first one to spot these small spectral dragons that seem to take flight from, almost like they're coming from Regin's shoulders, like they were perched there and are just taking flight.
I can be your angle or your devil.
These small dragons that just begin to circle around Regin as he's raging, and which all let out these roars that just kind of echo in these tiny little roars through the water.
Oh my god, Regin, you have a familiar too?
What? What are you talking about?
Regin, as Finn says that, you look around and you see these small bronze dragons just hovering around you, all of their kind of furious eyes pointed at the two jellyfish that are still menacing you.
Ah, babies? Did I make babies? These have to be mine, right?
Oh boy, I hope you didn't do it out of wedlock.
I have more questions than that.
Cool.
My baby.
At the end of Regin's turn, the jellyfish is going to take its third legendary action to try and grapple Malachi again. That time, it's a 22 to hit. So, Malachi, you feel one of these giant tentacles wrap itself around you. You take 22 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
As this
I'm intercepting.
giant tentacle wraps around you. Okay, you bring up your axe to block. Go ahead and do that.
Okay, so I only negate 8 of that.
Okay. And you are grappled as this giant tentacle wraps itself around you. Awesome. That is the purple jellyfish's turn. Yeah, this guy's still here.
Finn gets unstunned and is like, what are you still doing here?
Sorry.
It's going to attack Finn because he's the one who's here.
Oh, real original.
Yeah. 16 to hit. Again, rolling a lot of 9s tonight, gang.
Does not hit.
Cool. It still cannot grapple you. It's just sort of like floating around your head.
It's deflected by my withering scorn.
That will be the giant jellyfish's turn. Well, first off, does not recharge its Mind Blast.
Nice.
It is going to, so Malachi, you're grappled. It's going to sort of like use the tentacle to just kind of move you away from it. So it just sort of like is holding you in the tentacle 15 feet out and grappled. And then it is going to make a tentacle attack at Regin because you're within 30 feet. So it is just going to lash out with its tentacle at you. 22 to hit.
Sure.
So you take...
Are Regin and Finn 30 feet away from it right now and I'm 15?
Yeah. So 24 bludgeoning damage halved because you're raging.
Which is 12.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still up!
And it is going to pull you so that it is holding you also out at 15 feet from it.
Are my babies okay?
Yeah, the little dragons fly with you around your head. So Malachi, you now see as Regin gets pulled next to you that he has these small bronze dragons floating around him.
Regin!
What?
How'd those get there?
I don't know.
What subclass did you swear?
Swear?
Sorry, I forgot everyone's not like me. What subclass did you, enter?
I swore the barbarian subclass of fuck.
Whoa. Regin, you took a submarine class and you didn't invite me?
I assumed you already knew.
Malachi, it's your turn.
Finn, aren't you like scuba certified by birth?
Actually, not until like a month ago.
Okay. So they are all within 30 feet of me.
Yes, everyone on the battlefield currently
I'm grappled.
is within. Yes, and you are grappled.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm sorry. At the start of your turn,
Oh.
you take 4 psychic damage.
Okay. I know we'll get there eventually, but Hannah's really been doing me dirty, doing all of these non-caster enemies ever since I got my ability.
I don't know why you expect there to be a wizard at the bottom of the ocean.
Well, there's a warlock and a sorcerer.
That's a great point, Andy.
Cool. All right, so since it's holding me in a tentacle, could I still attack that?
Yeah, you can attack the tentacle. You can tell that attacking the tentacles will be, like, less effective than attacking the body of the creature, but you can attack the tentacle.
Okay. Okay, I'm not going to.
Okay.
So, nobody die, okay? Because this is my last 3rd level slot.
I'll do my best.
No promises.
And I'm going to cast Aura of Vitality.
Okay.
Which means that since both of you are within 30 feet, who's worse right now? Regin's a little bit worse, so I'm going to use my bonus action after casting that for Regin to regain 2d6 hit points, which I will roll for you. Oh my god, I rolled 2 6s!
Nice.
Wow!
So you get 12 hit points back.
Thank
yeah.
you. Needed that.
Okay, well, no, still don't get hit though, but okay, that's it for me.
Awesome. It will take a legendary action at the end of your turn to lunge out with the tentacle at Finn. That is a 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Wait, this is the purple or the giant?
The giant one. Low roll, so only 12 bludgeoning damage as this wraps around you and squeezes you.
Well, that is exactly how many hit points I had.
Oh man.
Ah!
It drags you, fortunately for you, because this is at the end of Malachi's turn, so it squeezes you in this tentacle, and you, Finn, as you're being squeezed, you feel your vision go dark. It drags you toward it, which means that it drags you into Malachi's aura, which is good, because next is your turn, and I need you to make a death save.
Nice.
18.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
That is 1 success. You are unconscious in this thing's grasp, but you are not dead. Okay.
I have not even been present for most of this fight.
I know, I was gonna say, didn't you just get unstunned? Sorry. Regin, that is your turn.
Grand. I'm grappled,
Yes.
which means what again?
It means that you can't move. So you cannot get closer to this thing, basically, without breaking the grapple, which would take your action.
Okay. Let me break the grapple.
Okay. It's a strength check, which you have advantage on because you're raging.
It's going to be an 18.
Yeah, that does it. You manage to break free of the grapple. Do you want to go anywhere?
Yeah, I'm going to use my 35 feet of movement to close distance with it and be right up in its jelly business.
Okay. You swim directly up to the jellyfish. It doesn't like that, so at the end of your turn, it is going to take a legendary action to try and grab you with the tentacle again.
Can it punch itself? If it is trying to grab me and I'm pressed up right against its body like so, won't it punch itself?
It reaches the tentacle up to coil around you. Although only gets a 12 to hit. So unsuccessfully tries to coil around you. The purple jellyfish, this guy's still here again, is just going to... Yeah, this thing is essentially hunting, so it's just going to go after Finn. And will just kind of, like, swim up and take an attack with advantage on Finn. Hits. So Finn, you take 2 death saving fails and are grappled.
What are they playing tug of war with my body right now?
A little bit.
Both grappling me?
Yeah. Cool. That then is the giant jellyfish's turn. Fortunately for Finn, it does not recharge its Mind Blast. Fortunately for all of you, but especially for Finn. And it's going to go for Regin again because it doesn't want him there.
Yeah, you and everybody else in my life.
So it will attempt to grab you in its tentacle. Wow. Nat 1 from this guy. So, yeah, it fails to grab you again. You manage to still stay up next to it.
Too squat and nimble.
Is going to leave all the rest of you where you are. Re-gets its legendary actions back. That is Malachi's turn.
All right. First off, bonus action 2d6 to Finn.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So, not on my watch, buddy. Alright, less good than Regin's roll. So, you get 6, but you're not dying actively, so...
Good.
Okay.
Whoa, there's enough of me to go around.
So...
Thanks, Malachi.
I'm not close enough to effectively attack the big one, but I can effectively attack the purple one, right? Because I'm just grappled.
Yes, because it just came over.
Cool.
Yeah, you can attack
sick.
the purple one.
I'm getting sick of you. You're not the main event here. Stop trying to freaking worm your way in. Yeah, that'll hit a 25.
Beautiful.
So...
And don't forget you get your bonus lightning damage.
Oh, you're so right. Thank you, Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
So 15 damage on the first hit.
Okay, cool. It looks pretty darn hurt.
Nice. Gonna take another hit on this guy.
Uh-huh.
And... 16 hit?
Yeah, 16 hits.
Okay. Whew, thank goodness.
They're just jellyfish. These guys don't have crazy armor classes.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. So that is going to be 14 damage on the second hit.
That'll do it. You swing in with your second hit and manage to send this thing to the deeps. I don't know, it's already in the deeps, but now Finn also has a jellyfish corpse draped over his shoulders.
All right. I get the big one then.
Oh, thank goodness. I turned to the giant jellyfish. I thought that guy would never leave, am I right?
It reverberates out at you. Beautiful. Anything else, Malachi?
I don't think I can do anything else.
Okay. Cool. Finn, great news. You get a turn.
Oh my god, this is the first time in 5 rounds. Alright, so this big jellyfish is damaged, but still trucking along, right?
Yeah. It looks like it is not bloodied yet.
Alright, so my turn to ask a Nani question.
Wow.
Understand that I would never ask this in most circumstances, but this is a giant jellyfish that's already been weakened, already taken some hits, and a jellyfish's body is 95% water. If one were to perhaps destroy water in a cube, for instance, could that have a pretty damaging effect?
That's a really good question, Andy. That's a really intelligent application. I
feel
really
like this is just a straight up reasonable question.
Basically, because Andy, as a player, would think it was dumb and cheap to just cast Destroy Water on everyone. Because, the human body is 70% water. But a jellyfish is 95% water.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Yeah. I will say... So what level are your warlock spells now? 5th levels? 5th levels. So we're talking 50 gallons of water, if I'm reading the spell right, that you can destroy.
Yes.
I'm trying to visualize 50 gallons of water in my head. It's a lot. I'm picturing 50 milk jugs. It's a lot of milk jugs that I'm picturing. This is a very, very large jellyfish.
But even the largest creature doesn't like using 50 gallons of itself from the middle.
For sure. I'm going to say, because this is a creature that is made purely of water, the way that we're going to do is we will treat it like fireball. So I will let you do, I'm going to give this thing a con save, and then I will let you do as if you were casting a 5th level fireball, which is 10d6 damage.
Alright.
And we'll call it, I guess, force damage, because it's I can't think of what else it would be.
Collapsing in on itself, yeah.
Dehydration damage.
Yeah, a vacuum. So yeah, I will roll a con save.
And you guys always make fun of me for asking questions.
No?
I support the asking of questions. A gentle razzing.
I do make fun of him, for the record.
fails, will use a legendary resistance, of which it still has a couple.
Yeah.
To succeed, so the damage is halved, but this is still a lot of d6 that I told you to roll. So go ahead and
we're bringing
roll
it. We're bringing it. We're bringing it back. We're bringing it. We're bringing it. We're bringing it back.
Okay, so that's 36 total. So he takes 18.
Fireball!
He is now very definitively bloodied.
Finn's eyes just snap open from the healing, and he just, on instinct, reaches out to the jellyfish and is like, ah!
Cool. Yeah, you reach out to the jellyfish. You guys all see as this vacuum is created within the jellyfish's body, and this one portion of it just collapses in on itself. That half of the jellyfish, right next to this giant kind of scar left in it by Malachi's crit, there is just this hole in the side of this thing's body as it kind of, like, shakes around.
Ah, shoot, I was aiming for the vital organs.
Beautiful. Anything else, Finn?
Yeah, I'm going to bring my tentacle closer.
Okay. Sick.
You picked the wrong element to be made predominantly out of, pal.
It really did not like that, so it is going to go ahead and try to legendary action tentacle you, Finn.
Oh!
Oh, uh-oh.
Maybe we can talk about this.
I think you're still in this tentacle, so what it's doing is just squeezing you. Which that will hit, and this will knock you out. I guess I could roll all ones, so I'll roll it.
Take me to dinner first.
Actually, even if I roll all ones, it still exactly knocks you out. And I did roll really low, but that's still,
sorry.
12 damage, so you go down again, Finn. Okay. Regin, that is you. And you are not grappled and right up next to this thing somehow.
Hello! Great. I'm going to reckless.
Okay.
Which is gonna be like a 26 to hit.
Definitely hits. Yeah, go ahead and do your damage.
So that's going to be 9 total damage.
Okay.
And now my babies are gonna go in, and my babies are going to hinder. So now the biggin is gonna have dis on any attack that isn't against me.
Yeah.
And if it hits anybody else, it's halved.
Yeah.
And furthermore, I am going to use my bonus action to pop off one of my superiority die to use my rally maneuver.
Ooh.
And I'm going to zap Finn with a quick and dirty. Ooh, nice. 10 HP.
Oh, I've been zapped. Oh, but it feels good.
Okay. Does rally restore HP or does it just give temporary HP?
It's temp.
Okay, so it is technically the way this works, Finn, is that you're still unconscious, but you now have 10 temporary hit points, which might matter if something hits you while you're unconscious. But you are still unconscious unless you get real hit points to bring you back.
Oh, never mind. I'm not aware that I've been zapped.
It's the best I could do right now.
And the specific wording of this ability, just so we all know it, is until the start of your next turn, that target, in this case the giant jellyfish, has disadvantage on any attack roll that isn't against you, against Regin. And when the target hits a creature other than you with an attack, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack. The effect on the target ends early if your rage ends. So it has disadvantage to hit anyone that isn't Regin, and if it does, the damage is halved.
Okay.
This is, I'm just going to say it for the sake of the listeners, this is the Path of the Ancestral Guardians, Ancestral Protectors ability.
Thank you.
Okay. Cool. Big Jellyfish's turn. Yeah, it's going to lash out with the tentacle at Regin. Even though it doesn't know that it has disadvantage against the others, you're the only one who's not currently grappled by it.
Fair enough.
Does a 17 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm really rolling low on my tentacle damage tonight. 16 bludgeoning damage halved because you are raging, and you are grappled, and it will move you back so that you are now out at 15 feet from it, because it doesn't want to get hit with a hammer again. Okay. And that's the end of its turn.
I'm okay.
Malachi.
All right, we're gonna bring Finn up again. With our BA here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you're only up with 5 this time, but you're up.
Whoa, why do I feel like I've been zapped?
And now you're up with 5 and 10 temporary hit points on top of that.
Yeah, so you have a little bit of leeway.
Boy, all this in and out cannot be good for me.
We're doing our best, buddy. So grappled means I need to use a ability check to get out, is that right?
Yes, and it's your action.
Okay. Do I want to risk it?
You guys have probably noted by now that which is not to dissuade you, but that, like, it seems to be able to, when it hits you with the tentacle as a legendary action, it can only grab you, but on its turn, it can then move you.
Okay.
Yes, I had absolutely noticed that.
Alright, I will go for it, and if I don't succeed, that's fine, because I have other things to do in the future. So just a straight-up strength check.
Yes.
Okay. Dirty 20 should do it.
Yep, does it.
Okay, so I am out, and we are 15 feet away from it, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to move, so I am within melee range of it, which should keep me within aura range of Finn and Regin as well. They're 15 feet away from it, so if I go 10 feet forward,
Okay.
I'm in melee range of the beast, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay, beautiful. It's going to go for you with its tentacle. It does have disadvantage on this because of Regin's little dragons, which are around here harrying it. So...
And even if it succeeds, I burned through a little action.
Disadvantage is a 16 to hit.
Hell no.
So, it misses. That is Finn's turn.
Wait, I actually get a turn again. Okay.
Yeah, this is crazy. 2 in a row.
So breaking out of grapple is an action, and it's a strength roll?
Yes.
Not gonna bother. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is use my Ring of Spell Storing to cast Vampiric Touch.
Okay.
And you guys see, once again, Finn's mouth morphs into the weird-looking leech mouth.
Oh, I hate it when he does that.
And I just clamp down on the tentacle that's holding me.
Awesome.
And try to suck some life out.
Okay.
So that's 7 necrotic damage.
Hell yeah,
Okay.
brother.
Did you roll to hit? Don't you have to hit with Vampiric Touch?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a nat 20 to hit!
Wow. So go ahead and roll more dice.
So let me roll my crit damage. That's 21 damage. 21 necrotic damage as I chomp on the tentacle.
Beautiful. Since it is a tentacle rather than the body of it, it essentially has resistance to this. So it takes 10, and you regain 10 hit points.
Nice. And then I look over at Regin and I'm like, you're right, it doesn't taste like right.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to bring my tentacle all the way next to me. And actually, why not? It's gonna hit this tentacle.
Sure.
Some real tentacle action.
Battle of the Tentacles. This squid-like tentacle that belongs to Finn versus this jellyfish tendril.
Dirty 20.
Hits.
And oh baby, that's 2 whole damage.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Halved because you're only hitting a tentacle, so 1 whole damage. When you guys kill this thing exactly, you'll be so happy for that one. Beautiful. Anything else, Finn?
No, that's all.
Sick.
I give my tentacle a consoling pat.
End of your turn, the jellyfish is going to take a legendary action. It's going to legendary action...
I wish it wouldn't.
It's gonna legendary action try and grab Malachi again.
It can try.
Because it remembers what happened last time you were right next to it. Yeah, that's only a 14 to hit, which does not
sorry, bud. Hey, you dragged us over here. This one's on you, bud.
hit. Regin, that is you.
Alright. I'm gonna attack the tentacle that's holding me, I guess.
Sick. Go for it.
That is a 17 to hit.
17 hits. Yeah.
Nice.
Grand. And that'll be 15.
Nice. You guys are carving away at it. At the end of your turn, Regin, it's actually going to use its Psychic Pulse legendary action because it still has that link with Finn. It has not broken that yet. So it is going to send a burst of psychic energy out.
Super cool.
Which will only hit Regin.
Whoops!
Not a high enough roll to knock you out. That is
Nice.
seven psychic damage.
I'm clinging to life over here.
Yeah. Cool. That is now the giant jellyfish's turn.
Blood is simply streaming from every orifice.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope no sharks come by right about now.
Malachi's like waving his arms in the air right in front of its face,
Yeah.
brandishing his axe.
Still no Mind Blast. It's going to make one last attempt to not get attacked by Malachi in melee range. And try and grab you with the tentacle. Wouldn't have hit even without the disadvantage, gets a 12 to hit. So you are just managing to, the tentacles of this thing are clanging off your armor. That's the end of its turn. Malachi, that is your turn.
All right. Still close enough to Regin to give him 7.
Yes.
Lovely. And I am in melee, so I'm going to attack this thing, or try to.
Beautiful.
Well, the first one was a nat 1.
No.
So.
Does not hit.
No. I rolled a 2. Wait, hold on.
Uh-huh.
I guess Finn and Regin are still in the danger zone, so I guess I'll use my inspiration.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
All right. So 16 hits, yes?
16 does hit, yes.
Nice. And we are going to use a 2nd level smite.
Okay.
Dice God said I've had my fill of high rolling for today, so 22 damage on that hit.
Okay.
No, I forgot to add 23 because I get the additional damage point from my great axe.
Beautiful.
Wait, I did not add my slashing damage, so it's actually 27 damage. Good for me.
Beautiful. Okay. Cool. This thing is looking pretty fucked up. You guys have done a significant amount of damage to it. The tentacles are starting to look frayed. The main body is kind of like wiggling back and forth.
Don't you wiggle at me!
And there's a hole in it, right? You said there was like a hole that had kind of collapsed inside of it. And
Yes. Yeah, there's still a hole that Finn made collapse in on itself. Yeah.
And it's kind of pulsating and generally...
Stop talking. I'm... Malachi, that's the end of
I
your turn.
regret casting the spell now.
It is going to try and take Regin out, I think. So it is just going to squeeze you with its tentacle.
Oh, it's gonna take me out right after I was commenting on its jellypussy.
God damn it. It's trying to kill you because of that specifically.
Reagan's a cheap date.
Wow, and finally I hit. So you take what is going to be bludgeoning damage, but is kind of a lot of bludgeoning damage. Here they are. God damn, still with the fucking low rolls. So 15 bludgeoning damage halved. So 7.
I'm alive.
Beautiful.
Right back down to 4.
Wow, we keep waffling here.
Finn, that is your turn.
All right. I'm just gonna do it again. Take another suck out of this tentacle.
Awful.
Okay.
And somehow I'm the one who's the problem.
28 to hit.
Hits.
6 damage.
Uh-huh.
So I heal for 3.
Okay.
I'm feeling a teensy bit better now. And I'll feel even better when my tentacle destroys this thing. That is also a 28 to hit with the tentacle.
Beautiful.
And that's 1 damage!
Yeah! The tentacle is doing its job.
Yeah, that'll show you, big jellyfish. That's how a real tentacle does it.
Awesome. Great. Wonderful. Cool. It does not like Vampiric Touch, so it's actually going to use an ability that it has not, the stars have not aligned for it to use yet. But at the end of your turn, Finn, it will take a legendary action to use an ability that is just called Break Concentration. And it will just kind of, you feel that link in the back of your head, Finn, just kind of snaps, and as it does, you lose concentration on your spell, and take 9 psychic damage as you lose the spell. Sorry. But the fun little link with you is now also gone. It sort of like breaks the connection and your concentration as it does that.
Wow. No more invisible string tying me to you.
Reagan, that's your turn.
Does our audience know by now that Andy's a Swiftie?
I feel like it must have come up.
I hope so.
It's an embarrassing moment because Finn loses concentration while he still has his leech mouth clamped onto the tentacle. So all of a sudden he's just like, it tastes even worse with my normal mouth. And I can't suction this one.
I'm gonna smack it again.
Awesome.
That's like a 26 to hit.
Hits.
So... Another 10?
Wow.
So that's another 15 damage.
Okay. Takes another 7.
And you know what? I just want to see what happens if I try and make this thing make a whiz save. So that's an additional 2 damage. And I would love a wisdom save. This is my menacing attack.
Okay. Wow. Only gets a 14. Actually.
Nice. Nice.
Amazing. It's frightened.
Means it can't move closer to you. This thing isn't moving anyway and has disadvantage. So it will go ahead and take it. It won't use its last legendary resistance. It will just be frightened of you, which kind of makes sense. It is a little frightened of you.
Yeah, frightened of my superior tentacle, I bet.
Unfortunately for you, its reaction to being frightened to you is to try and squeeze you with the tentacle and knock you out.
That's fair.
It does have disadvantage on this now, though, because of the fear.
My babies are going,
That is an 18 to hit.
Sure.
Yeah, so you go down. Although I guess, once again, I could roll all ones. I'll roll it. No. That is 16, 18, so halves to 9, you go down. And the little spectral dragons disappear as you do.
No.
Oh, bye, babies.
Thank God. I think he was too young for those.
Too many familiars have fallen today.
It will... Now that it doesn't have disadvantage anymore, it's going to try and grab Malachi with its tentacle and move you away from it. God damn it. I rolled a 2. I even used one of my good d20s, and I still got a 2.
I laugh in the face of danger.
Okay, cool. It used all its legendary actions. Malachi, that's your turn.
Nice. Malachi's in angry bitch mode. Attack number 1.
He hasn't been in that mode the whole time?
Yeah, but now...
He has, but it's been growing bitchier and bitchier.
Now Regin's been killed, so he's like...
So, actually, before he even attacks, he's gonna... I forgot to say that he needs to bring up his buddy Regin. His bestie Regin, his babe Regin. With 10 HP. Anyway, so the first attack... 18.
And 18 does hit.
Yes. And I will do a first level smite, because why not?
Why not? Treat yourself.
Oh, wait, and my d4. 19 on my first hit.
Beautiful. Okay. Still up.
So 19 damage. And I will go in again. Oh, yeah, that's gonna hit. That is a 26.
Awesome.
And I can Divine Smite again, right?
Uh-huh.
Nice. I'm gonna do that.
As long as you've got the spell slots for it.
Oh, I've got the smell slots. You can't see me, but I'm pointing at my nostrils.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
God, I rolled a 1 on my d4 again. This lightning damage is so useless. 16 damage on the second hit.
Okay. It is clinging to life.
So, yeah. That's me.
Okay. It will take a legendary action. It's going to attack Finn. It's going to go ahead and try and grab Finn, squeeze Finn in its tentacle.
Because you're too threatened by my tentacle, eh?
A little bit, yeah. You'll never believe what I just rolled. It's another 2 is the answer.
Ha!
Yeah, so it doesn't hit. Finn, it's your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna straight Eldritch Blast this thing right in the... Doesn't have a face, but the main area.
Right in the jellyfushy?
No.
No.
2 19s.
Both hit?
Oh, yeah. 26 damage from
Got
both of
him.
these blasts.
Absolutely so much overkill. The points from the tentacle were useless in the end. You
No, wait,
blast-
Hannah, I want you to lie and say that it has 1 HP
my God.
left for my tentacle.
Andy, what if you miss?
with your tentacle?
Oh, God, you're right.
You kill it exactly. The points from the tentacle mattered so much.
Just for effect, as I see the blast rip through it, my tentacle goes over and just gives it a little dink.
Yeah, the power of the lurker jets through the water now as these 2 eldritch blasts, one after another, impact into the body of this jellyfish. You feel one last kind of like psychic shriek through all of your minds. And then this creature the size of a building is just floating there in the water, and you finally feel everything go quiet.
These are not your waters!
Okay, so
This is the lurker's domain, and I'm like saying this out loud and also just broadcasting it through my telepathy. This is what awaits all who transgress against him!
is there anyone around here?
Finn, make an intimidation check.
22.
Nice.
22. Finn's voice reverberates into the space left by the death of this aberrant denizen of the sea. You hear kind of a bunch of little, like... You hear telepathic silence, basically, around you. And you see that, like, a few other jellyfish have kind of been, like, lurking around, some of these purple ones and some of these glass ones, kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. And as you say this, they all just sort of, like, start drifting away from you guys. You see a bunch of, like, smaller
right.
jellyfish, too, just kind of drift away from you. And you sort of, into the silence after a moment, you hear just, like, one little fish voice go, "Wow." Okay.
Wow, indeed!
Tiny fish golf claps.
One of them's like, hey, who are you?
Me, I'm Finn. Finn Fisher.
Yeah, but
Scion of the Lurker.
oh. There's a bunch of kind of like little fish.
That's
whisperers.
Scion with an SC, not a PS.
Oh yeah, we could tell from the telepathy, and we know about spelling for some reason. Do you
Well, hold on, because PS is the one that would have telepathy associated with it. I just want to make sure you understand the distinction here.
Oh, right. The fish kind of all whisper amongst themselves, and they're like, the lurker. And you hear one of them go, "He must mean him. Must mean the big guy." And you sort of, Finn, realize in this moment that lurker of the deep is not necessarily a familiar term to these fish who don't go to the surface ever. The fish that you know sort of interact with humans sometimes, but these ones...
Our deep is their normal.
Yeah, they're just kind of like, oh...
He's just the lurker around here.
The lurker around here. The lurker who lives down here. And the fish are kind of like, oh, wow, do you want us to, like... What do you want us to, like, tell everybody you're here?
Sure. And actually, if you know him, do you know where he is exactly?
Oh, well, he kind of moves around. He lives in the deeps, but he usually, if you go over this way, one little fish kind of, like, swims up to you guys, this, like, little silver fish. This little silver fish with these massive bulging eyes.
Yeah.
Like, the most bulging eyes you've ever seen on a fish. A fucked up, deep sea creature.
This fish has hyperthyroidism.
And just sort of, like, points with his little fins. And as he does so, like, a bunch of other fish kind of, like, swim up, these same ones, and they do that thing where a school of fish
The Finding
make
Nemo
themselves
arrow.
into a shape. The
Yeah.
Finding Nemo thing. And kind of point with an arrow in a direction. Regin, if you look down at your compass, you kind of see that they're pointing sort of, like, northeast-ish from where you guys seem to have landed.
Excellent.
Huh.
Thank you. You have aided in the lurker's mission, and it will not be forgotten. And then I reach out my hand and do like a little knighting motion where I tap that first fish on either side of him.
Oh, careful of the eyes.
Wow, what does this mean?
Nothing specific, just you're in my good graces.
Oh, wow.
Or I don't know, we could make up a title for you if you want.
That's okay. I don't think I need it.
I respect the simple life.
We love self-confidence.
Yeah, we don't have much use down here. We just sort of, hunt bugs and try not to get eaten by jellyfish.
Nice.
And sharks.
That's what it's all about, you know?
And big monsters.
Yeah, all those too.
Yeah.
Malachi is looking between the giant building-sized jellyfish and between Regin and Finn's respective jellyfish cloaks, and he's, I think even for me this one's a little too big.
Oh, we could always butcher it.
I'm not sure I approve of that.
Malachi tries to pull the bell down around him, and he just takes up so much space.
Yeah.
These are still sea creatures, traitorous and ignoble as they were.
You're wearing one.
By accident!
You killed this one.
Now you can have fins. You can have fins.
Yeah. And you guys drift here in amongst the remains of this giant jellyfish that you've killed, with this school of fish still kind of like, around you, just clearly sort of like watching Finn, and waiting to see what's going on.
Oh yeah, and by the way, absolutely feel free to herald my glory is coming, by the way.
Oh, okay. Wow, Harold.
You're what?
Well, yeah, okay, you guys know about spelling. You know which one I meant.
Oh, sure. They scatter out into the depths, these little bits of silver that leave your vision in the depths of this purple sea. And you guys have a direction, and you also have a lot of injuries and are still near the bottom of the ocean. And that, I think, is where we can end our session. Yeah.
At the bottom of the...
Good job, guys.
Boy, the salt water really stings all the open wounds.
Oh, yeah.
It's cleaning
Except
us.
it doesn't bother me. I like it.
Fortunately, a lot of this was bludgeoning and psychic, so there's not a ton of open wounds. It's mostly just bruises and also blood leaking out your nose,
Yeah, as it goes.
and your ears.
And eyes.
Orifices, yeah.
Yeah.
Eyes,
All the
yep.
good
You know how
parts.
psychic damage is.
From every orifice.
Okay, thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed that, which I hope you did, you can find us other places on the internet. We are at Ship of Fools Cast on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. You can also find us on our Patreon at patreon.com/shipoffools if you'd like to give us money, support our content, and also get access to lots of fun bonus content, including our side campaign Folio, where Andy DMs us through a world of vaguely Shakespearean hijinks. They're pretty Shakespearean, actually. Very Shakespearean hijinks. So that's patreon.com/shipoffools. We have some people that we need to thank. Thank you to Theo Golden for our beautiful logo art. You can find him at tgoldenart on Instagram. And thank you also to Lucas Mangold for our theme music. You can email him at lucascarlmusic@gmail.com for all of your music needs, nautical or otherwise. And we will be back with our next episode on November 15th. So until then, we will see you on the open seas. Bye!
Oh, so that's such a good point that we're only allegedly or presumably in the aberrancy. What if we're just in a completely different fucking weird ocean and we have... What if we're in Frank Ocean, you know?
What?
Regin wishes.
Yeah, Regin does wish. But, like, how would we even know? It's not like you can ask an ocean its name.
How would we know if we're in Frank Ocean? I think you know, buddy.
Or whether or not we're in the
He'd
aberrant.
probably say something.